I could sit here and talk about how I've traveled the world for the last 3 years, how I've retired my mom, how my girl doesn't have to worry about working a job ever again. I could talk about all this motivational and inspirational stuff, and I'm sure we'll get into that at some point. But instead, what I want you to do is to start seeing all of the different people that have gone through the exact videos that you're about to go through and the results that they've achieved. Because something I want you to understand is if somebody else can do something, so can you. It's really that simple. Most people aren't that much smarter than you. They just put in a little bit more effort, and by putting in a little bit more effort, they figured things out. It would be, as an example, it would be like me trying to learn three different languages at the same time versus just focusing on one language. If I focus on that one language, I'm going to learn it way faster. So instead of you going and trying all these different ways to make money, I want you to commit to yourself right now, commit to me as well, that you are going to focus on freelancing, specifically offering a skill in exchange for money. That you are going to go through all the videos that we are going to be going through together, and you are going to understand them, and you are going to apply them, and you are going to get results. So don't focus on all of these different options you have. They'll always be there. So just go ahead and put them on put this over there, put this over there, and just focus on freelancing. So here are some of the students. So go ahead, you can see all the screenshots popping up right now. These are people that began just where you are. Quite a few of them, because I've spoken to them personally, began probably worse off than where you're at. I've spoken to kids that are 14, 15, 16, 17 years old that had absolutely no idea of how to make money. Some of these kids couldn't even get their own bank account, but they figured it out. They kept putting in the effort, and then before long, they were able to get the bank account. And before long, they were able to figure out what their skill was, and they started offering their skill in the form of a service to a client, and they start getting paid. I've spoken to other guys that are in college. Some of them have dropped out. Some of them just finished college, and they're getting into the job marketplace, and they just wanted to work and do something, have some kind of way to make money that they were proud of, that they could literally just take pride in. And as a result, they got into freelancing, started taking on clients, started making good money, and they have that sense of pride. There's other people that are later in life, and they just have literally put their entire life into this career. They're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and they've just put all this time and effort and stress into building this career, and they've realized this isn't for me. I'm never going to make the money I want to make. I'm never going to be able to travel the world like I want to be able to travel. I'm not going to really be able to have the type of family that I want to have, so there has to be something better. And they found freelancing. So every single screenshot you're seeing are people just like you. Some started off worse, maybe some started off a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is they achieved a result. And if they achieved a result, you can too. Now, what's the biggest difference between them and you? What's the biggest difference between you and me? The only difference is, instead of us sitting there and, oh, there's all these different options, we just sat down and we were like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Because back in 2019, I just got sick and tired of it. I was flipping on Craigslist. I was cleaning bathrooms, cleaning apartments. I was a dock hand for a little while. And I was frustrated. I was like, you know what? I deserve so much better than this. I know I'm smarter than this. I know I could do better. And so I committed to freelancing. Specifically, I got into writing emails for my clients. And later I expanded. But that's what I focused on. 6 months later, I was living in Europe, and I've been traveling for the past 3 years. I've lived in the Middle East, all over Europe, South America, Central America. I've even visited my family, obviously, back in the US. But I've done that because I focused on freelancing. I could have focused on all these other ways to make money, but instead I focused on freelancing. And by doing that, I've retired my mom. My girl doesn't have to worry about a job. She actually works for me. She doesn't have to go and call another man boss. I could just go on and on and on, just telling you all these achievements that I've achieved. But the key begins with you, because that is why I'm sitting right here in front of you. I am here to help you, one, break out of the matrix and really just design the lifestyle that you want, whatever lifestyle it is that you want. But you're only going to be able to do that if you go through the content, you apply the content, you absorb the content, and you go through it again, you absorb it, and then you apply it. So don't just go quickly through all these different videos that you're going to be seeing and just hoping that some magic pill is going to fall out of the sky, because it's not. But I can guarantee you what will happen is you're going to have videos that are going to help make everything much more simpler for you And then if you apply it, you will get the result. So don't click, 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 click. Actually listen and understand and apply.